Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our continued playthrough of Dawn of the Zeds, where I think this is it. I think this is going to be the last set of turns for this game session of Dawn of the Zeds. It's not going where we're holding our own. If we can just hold out 6 more turns, we'll see what happens. Maybe we won't die. Maybe we will. I'm not sure, but we're going to try not to see what we do. I do have one correction I definitely want to make. Now, some of them, I was going through a couple of correction things, and they balanced each other out. They were mostly okay, except for one, which is impactful. I also screwed myself over on a couple, but this guy here, he only took 1 damage, unfortunately, so he would look like this instead, which means he's still at a 4 strength, which means he could plague us this turn if he comes into that space against our Mr. Johnson, the old man Mr. Johnson, the scavenger, and that group of really injured civilians there that could end up being kaput, dead. We're running out of civilian resources, but that's okay because this is getting close. This game's always tight, guys. It's always this way, and that's the way that it goes. But that's where we ended up. So let's get going and see what we're going to do. We're going to draw our next event card and see how much terror we get into here. Now remember, this game builds up, so as you learn the game and you go through the basic game and you continue to advance, you add more and more cool stuff to this. Like, for example, you can build little barricades that you can block stuff with. It's pretty neat. There's also a lot more characters and cards that advance as you go. They're color-coded, as I shared with you. Like, for example, all of these characters are blue-coded, so that means that they are from the basic game or for the basic game. Doesn't mean you can't use them as you advance. They're just as effective, but they're easier to play is all. So let's get on with our first event card, see what happens. Hopefully something good, but not likely. Mine explosion. Okay, I don't know what, I don't remember this one. This can't be good. Okay, so we're going to ignore all these front parts. Remember, this in the basic game you do that. We go to here. We're going to have 3 movements. 3 track movements, and one of them is going to be the mountains, and the mountains is going to be first, so Mr. Johnson's going to have to take some stuff. He's going to do some stuff there. At the beginning of this phase, check the mine space. That would be the Lucky Strike mine. Any units there suffer 1 hit and immediately retreat. No unit can enter that space for the next turn. Place a no entry, which we do have, ready to go. Marker on this space, a no entry marker on this space as a reminder. If forced to retreat into the space, a unit must instead retreat to the next available space. So I think if we flip this over, no entry, there we go. No entry on the Lucky Strike mine up there. It is barred from use. And then we're going to have some movement. We're going to start with the mountain track. This is bad, guys, because as I said, this mistake I made could come back to plague us, and it is right now because it's going to move into there as its action. And then these guys too will move into here, so we'll see what happens because they're going to move as well, but they can't go to Lucky Strike mine, which is also bad for us. But we're going to have a strength 4 unit go into here to fight Mr. Johnson, who's a strength 4 as well. So right, because he's strength 3 plus he gets a shift for being in that space. The problem here is that I don't know if we want to do that. We might use Mr. Johnson's special ability, and we're going to do the traps. He's going to keep backing up, man. You know, he's just not in a good spot. The problem, if he keeps backing up, he's not going to be able to get us ammo. However, we are going to do his traps ability. We might be able to do enough damage to knock him down, and then we have a 1-to-1 fight with the injured civilians. We'll see how this goes. Let's see if we can do that. We need to roll a decent number. Come on, Mr. Johnson. A 6. It worked. Okay, so what does it say on a 6? It says, when a Zeds unit or Zeds mob enters a space, he may roll a die. On a 4, 5, or 6, that Zeds unit mob suffers 1 hit and Mr. Johnson withdraws. So Mr. Johnson withdraws to here. These guys suffer a hit, so they now are a 1, but they don't have any damage on them. They're just a 1. And then that is, that was it. They do not, do they retreat? It just says they take 1 hit. He withdraws. But we can't leave them there, right? What? Man, that's a weird situation. Okay. I think we're going to have to continue to do a hand... okay, my guess is we're going to have to do a melee with these 2 guys. Mr. Johnson trapped them. They came into town. He trapped them. They blew up. He withdrew, but there's still some civilians there to fight. So, what are we going to do here? Well, these guys are a 1 and the Zeds are a 1, but we get a right shift for being in the campgrounds there. So, in the campgrounds, hand-to-hand, we're equal to currently, but we're going to go to human advantage. So let's roll 2 dice and see what we get with that. I'm hoping we get something decent. Oh, 10. That is actually really good for us. So we're human advantage. We got a 10. That means we took no damage and they took 3. That will kill them because we go 1, 2, and then kill them for 3. And these guys stay there. That is absolutely amazing. Wow. That could not have been luckier, actually. We can probably get Mr. Johnson back into that space. We'll see. Good for us. However, these tough Zeds are going to move to here. They can't go to Lucky Strike Mine, so they're going to end up just one meager space away from that area right there. Remember, they're tough. They might not take damage. We're going to have to really load into them. I think Betty might go up there and do her last hurrah to try and take them down. We shall see. Also, a mistake I made with Betty, I actually spent an action with her to move into a... When she moves into a space, she gets to melee. Got to remember that. Okay, so that is it for that. Of course, none of this happened. We did block the Lucky Strike Mine for the turn, and now we're going to get 2 actions. So we're going to put our action space up to 2, and we're going to take those actions. So here we are. Action spaces, actions 2. We've got a lot we can do this turn. So we've got, for example, Deputy Schmidt, who is... who can act on his own because he's got initiative. We also have Sheriff Hunt, who can have the these guys. I think we're going to do, because I want to see if I can get some additional ammo. So Sheriff Hunt is in here with the Farmingdale, at the Farmingdale Suspension Bridge. We got 1 point of ammo. He could shoot them down. I'm not worried about that. They can take them on. These guys are tougher. They're the same strength, but we're in a space there, so we're okay. Now, yeah, let's do that. So he's going to use his leadership token to not do anything other than try and scavenge. It's not really likely to help us, but you never know. We might get lucky enough. Come on, guys. Oh my God, I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6. I can't believe it. That's crazy. Okay, well, anyway, that gives us 2 ammo, and our leadership token spent. But we got 2 more actions to go. We're having a little luck this turn. It's a good time. Good timing for some luck. Oh, God dang it. I didn't finish this off at all. Hold on. Before we do that, we're going to keep that, but I forgot to do the rest of the tracks. I got so excited about what happened up there. All right, because we have some other stuff going on. We're going to have movement on the highway track. That means these guys are going to move here. So that's not great. And then we're going to have movement on the suburbs track. That could change things a little bit, but probably not. On the suburbs track. Okay, that is there. Now we're done with that. Now we're doing our actions. So they're getting 1 step closer. We haven't had, you know what we've been lucky with also? We haven't had a lot of Zeds come out. We're due. Because these tracks are getting, now there's a couple tracks that are pretty rough, but we're doing pretty well at keeping them down. This mob here is really nasty. I mean, that's an 8 right now against those civilians there. This mob over here, but that's the way it is. We're going to have to take that out. Anyway, for our, we got 2 actions. We got our player action, so 3 actions, and our initiative action with Deputy Schmidt, rather. I could take a shot at that guy right there. I think though, yeah, you know what we need to do? So Betty has a movement of 4. Let's look at bouncing Betty again. It says, ruthless, when you're at full strength side. Okay, we're not. So we would only do the, when we do hand-to-hand, would be humans ×2. She's heedless. When she wins a hand-to-hand combat against the Zeds, she moves into the space if it contains any Zeds. She stops when she loses, basically, and she's deathless. It says the ability is nearsighted. The unit cannot make gunfire attacks. It's personal. Okay, so she still has to move and then act. So I think we'll take our first action here to move Betty into this space, and then we're going to melee with those guys, right? So let's do that. We're going to get into melee combat. I guess whenever you move into a space like that, you have to go into combat because you moved in. And so we're going to take a look. She's going to be at remember, humans ×2 because of her special ability. I'm going to take these 2 dice. They've been rolling really well for us and see what happens. Wow, an 8 on human ×2. That's got to be good for us. Let's take a look. There's human ×2. 8. She did 3 points of damage and took no damage. And of course I wanted her to attack the one that was wounded, unfortunately. So she killed these guys right there. And so these guys are gone, and the mob retreated. Okay, so the mob retreated. She gets to follow them up for free, which she will do, and attack again. So she is now, again, strength ×2. Uh-oh, that is not good. So she's probably going to end up in the town center or dead. Let's see what happens here. So she's on human ×2. She rolled a 5. So she did take a point of damage. She did 2 points to the zombies, and then she ends up hurt. We're going to have to roll her deathless now. Let's hope we roll. We need a, what, to keep her alive, we're going to need to roll a 4, 5, or 6. Oh no, Betty is dead. Oh, well, she served her purpose. Goodbye, Betty. She didn't make it. There's no rerolls there. Betty, all those attacks, she ends up going over to the graveyard, where we're getting a stack of dead piling up there on us. Well, that puts us back to an original 4. We still haven't used the VFW guys. They're pretty tough, man. They're armed and ready. This unit's first gunfire attack each turn costs 0 ammo, so we got to start shooting. That's good. I'm glad I reminded myself of that. That is these guys here. Now, so I think we're going to burn in action to have them shoot with 0 ammo at these guys. Why the heck not, right? But that is going to burn one of our ammo as well. And so let's do that attack. They are going to be a 3 versus a 3. It doesn't matter. It's gunfire. So anything else for them? Combat experience unit ignores. Okay. No. Okay, so we did spend an action. They're on the 3 table. Let's see what they can do. Wow, that is a good roll. A 10. A 10 is going on the 3 table is going to be 2 hits. They're dead. Man, we have wiped out some zombies this turn, right? So they did good. That was their... we spent an action, but that was what they did. That was probably almost better than me having the sheriff do it. But he already did his thing to have them search. Okay, now... We got 1 action left, our player action and Deputy Schmidt's initiative. We don't have Mr. Johnson in the campgrounds anymore. And we have that massively tough unit coming up. Let's see. This is our danger zone up here right now. This isn't too bad. I mean, they're strength 6 though. They're damaged, but they're strength 6. I could shoot them with Deputy Schmidt. He can use his initiative, but it would use up the rest of our ammo. I think we're going to do that. We're going to spend his initiative token for him to take a shot. He is not too good at shooting, but he's going to shoot at a 4 there. So that's not too terribly bad. He's got a strength of 4. Let's see what he rolls. Rolling the same dice. Look at, they are rolling so good. I rolled another 10 on a strength 4. So 10 is going to be 3 points of damage to this unit right here. So 1, we're going to flip it. 2, 3. They're at strength 4 with 2 points of damage on them. That is great, but that is the end of our ammo again. So I think for our player action this turn, hopefully we can survive the next one, because I think we're going to do, this has been a pretty active turn. We're going to spend this player action event to have Mr. Johnson move back to the campgrounds to defend this area, and also if they don't attack, we're going to scavenge again next turn. And that is going to be the end of that. So we're going to clean up all of our stuff. We're going to flip all our action tokens back over, and we're going to draw our new event card. Hopefully it's not bad. What's that smell? Doesn't sound good. Okay, so again, we ignore all of this. It says Zeds, we're going to move on the highway track. That's okay. We're going to move on the mountain track. That's not okay. And we're going to move on the forest track. That is okay. So I think if there's nobody to move, we're going to place another unit, right? If I'm not mistaken, because they are gone. I'm just going to look that up real quick. I just want to remember. So I'll be right back. Was correct. There are no Zeds on that track. So when it comes time, we will be placing another Zeds there. But that is, well, not quite right now. Let's finish reading the card first. So we're going to get 2 actions. We know that. And it says that again, that's for co-op, so we don't worry about that. It says select any player. This is going to be at the end of the phase. Select any player unit not in the town center space. Place a new Zeds unit showing its reduced strength size and conduct a hand-to-hand combat. If the Zeds unit survives and wins, it's flipped to show its full strength size. Oh, it's some smelly thing coming out. Retaining any hit markers it may have just acquired. If it loses, it retreats normally. Wow, so that's going to be pretty gruesome for us. So we do have heroes out, but yeah, okay, so that's going to be at the end of this phase. So that's going to be the end of the Zeds phase. So first we're going to activate the Zeds. So the first thing that's going to happen is the Zeds on the mountain, on this highway track, are going to move up 1. That's okay. Then we're going to go to the mountain track. This is where our problem lies, because this big tough 5-point Zed's coming into there, and yeah, we're not going to fight them with Mr. Johnson. We're going to try and trap them. Now, if we do trap them, we have to conduct a hand-to-hand combat. We rolled a 6 again. That's going to put 1 point of damage on the, well, maybe. Got to roll a 1, 2, or 3. It cancels a hit. A 4, it does not. So They take that hit. That is good. And he retreats, but he's left the poor civilians there to do battle with that unit. That unit is going to be a Zeds times 1 to 5. It's going to be a Z times 3, but we're going to get 1 right shift, so it's going to be Zeds times 2. Could be good for us. Remember, high's 11. God, these dice are killing it right now. But we're going to lose that unit. However, we got 2 hits on the Zeds. Let's see if those hits stay. So they did. They both stayed. So that's going to go 2 and then 3. That's going to flip over. I can't believe that their toughness is not helping them. Knocked them down to a 3 health. If I can get that to stay right. Okay, there we go. But we did have these guys get killed. We're going to have to roll for them and see if they survived. A 6 they are, so they show up back in the town center. They retreated back to the town center, and there they are on a 1-hit side. Not great. That area is in trouble. We may have to do something there. Not in terrible trouble because those guys didn't make it. And then didn't really do as well as I had hoped. They took a lot of damage, surprisingly enough. So yeah, they took those hits right there and got reduced down. That was awesome. Okay, now just double check there. We rolled 11. Yeah, it's 2-2. So okay, good. All right, now next up we have to do this. This track here is going to get a Zeds, and that's going to be it. Let's see, we get new Zeds unit. 3. Wow, wimpy Zeds unit. Okay, now we're going to do this thing. It says select any player unit not in town. I think we're going to select the Sheriff. Sheriff Hunt. He's not only is a strength 5, but he's tough, and he's got martial arts, so he gets a reroll. So we're gonna select Sheriff Hunt. We're going to draw a zombie. They're going to be on the damage side. So it's a 5. It's a 3. That's not terrible. They're going to fight it out right there. I assume he still gets this. He's defending, so I assume he still gets the shift, which means right now it's at human advantage, not times 2. It'd have to be a 6 to be times 2. Human advantage, but because of the shift, we're going to move to here. So Sheriff Johnson's got to roll. Wait, I'm taking these dice. These are the ones that keep rolling well for me. Well, there we go. Okay, but we're at, let's see, we were at human advantage. We're at here, so Sheriff's going to take 1 damage, but he's tough. Maybe he won't. These guys are going to take 2 damage, and then he's going to take... We're going to see if he takes that point of damage. He's tough, so we need to roll a 4, 5, or 6. A 1 we did not. He took the damage and flipped over. That is terrible for us. He's a 3, but these guys did retreat. Man, that was really bad for us. Wow, Sheriff Johnson, or Sheriff Hunt rather, who was doing really good, just got walloped. Maybe we can shoot those guys down and keep that track clear. Anyway, that's what happens at the end of this. It says if the Zeds unit survives and wins, it flips to show its full strength side. So we're going to do that, but it retains any damage. So it goes back to a 5 strength, retains the damage. That's what it says to do. It's flipped to its full strength side, retaining any hit markers it may have acquired. If it loses, it retreats normally. Well, it won, but it retreated, I believe. Is that true, or did... Yeah, I think it is. We were on a strength... We were on a humans times 2. We rolled a what? A 6, right? Yeah, they retreated. So they retreated as normally there. We're good. Okay. Even though they technically didn't win. They lost the fight, but we took a hit in the process. All right. Well, that is the end of that card for us. Now we're just going to go on to our actions. We're going to get 2 actions. Okay. Coming down to the wire, guys. This is pretty challenging. 2 actions. We have no ammo. What do we do? What do we do? Man. Okay. We need Mr. Johnson in the town, don't we? But I also need him to go. I need him to shoot that unit down before they get there. Or let me see. Mr. Johnson could retreat into the east side. That's going to give us an advantage. Plus, then he's in the town center. What does that do for us? I don't think it gives us. It only gives us ammo on a 6, unfortunately. But it does get 2 dice. I think for our first action, we're going to move Mr. Johnson right to here. And back him into there to help fight against those Zeds. He's just going into defensive position. We've had to retreat the mountain track. And then he's going to we'll spend our player action for him to scavenge. Gets 2 dice, needs a 6. He did not succeed. So, that is a shame. Alright. Every unit that's coming at us is hurt. That is the good news. The bad news is that they're not hurt enough. So I'd love to have deputy or the sheriff be able to, he's going to use his leadership token. The sheriff is going to use his leadership token to have these guys try and scavenge again. We haven't had any luck. Well, we had one luck. That's cocked. A 5. Okay, so no, they didn't succeed there. So we still don't have any ammo. This is tough. We need ammo. I got one action left, guys. What do I do with it? God, we sure need ammo. If these guys come in, I'm going to have the VFW fight them. But I don't know what's going to happen in this turn. It could be really bad for us. I think we bought Johnson, Mr. Johnson, some time. These two guys, if they take on this unit, it's a strength 4. We might be okay there. I don't have enough to. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to spend Deputy Schmidt's initiative token to scavenge there because we just need ammo. A 4. Nope. Man, what a wasted turn that is, right? No ammo, and that is his action. So we still have one more. I'm going to burn that action. I think I'm going to do that again with Mr. Johnson. He's going to try again for a 6. He got one. Great. 1 ammo for next turn. But that is all of our actions right there. Tough turn. We're just scrimping the barrel, searching the town for anything that we can use to shoot. He found some bullets in the east side, enough to fill one round of fighting with. So, we'll try again next round. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the turn, so we're going to do our cleanup phase. We'll turn over all of our tokens. Now, again, in more advanced games, there's more to the cleanup phase than that, but that's what we're dealing with. We're going to draw our next card. Oh, no, it's our brains card. Oh. Conduct a special turn only. So none of these two things don't take effect, because we're not doing co-op, we're not doing infection. And it says all tracks activate with each Zeds unit activating 1 space. However, if a Zed unit's activation results in combat that it wins, it immediately advances again. After activating all Zeds units, this special card. Okay, so we're just going to put that on top. We know we have to activate. I think we'll just start. We'll start up here in the top. These ones will activate. They will move to here. We're going to have hand-to-hand combat with. It's going to have to be Deputy Schmidt because Deputy Schmidt has martial arts. Gets a reroll. Did I forget that with the sheriff? I did, I think. Well, it's okay. It ended up what it was. I did forget that. He does have martial arts. Anyway, we're going to do that. We're going to have that fight right now. Let me think about what we want to do. No, it's not going to be Piazza, that's for sure. Okay, let's do it. Okay, guys. Now, here's what we're at. We're in a melee combat 4-4, so it's going to be equal to. Let's get this back here where you can see it. All right, boom. We're going to do equal to, but we're going to get 1 shift over to human advantage because they're in a named location at the farm. Let's hope we have some good dice luck. Remember, he does get the roll. Oh, I got to use these dice. These are the ones that are rolling for us. An 8. That's not necessarily bad. Let's see how that plays out for us here. An 8 on the human advantage is going to be 3 damage to the Zeds, and they retreat. We take 1 damage. Do I re-roll? That's the question of the day. Okay, I might not take that damage. So let's not re-roll. I don't think I have to take the last result, so if I roll less than that, that could be bad. But it does do, an 8 on human advantage does 3 points. So, 1, 2, oh, sorry. Oh, that's dead. It's dead. We killed it. Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it wasn't on full strength. Yeah, we shot it a bunch of times. So it's dead. Now we're going to roll for him to see a 4, 5, or 6. He does not take the damage. A 4, he actually toughed it out with his toughness ability, which I'll show you right here. Tough. 1, 2, 3 suffers his normal. 4, 5, 6 hit is canceled. That is what we did. Wow, that was a good bit of turn right there for us. We lucked out there. Now, down here, let's back up just a little bit. These guys are simply going to move to there. Nothing else. That is okay. We do have a combat right here, though. These guys are moving in. They're a strength of 6 against a 2. I think we'll have them fight the wounded civilians right here. And hopefully we don't end up retreating. All right, well, let's do that. Again, now that's going to be now we are in this spot right here in downtown, so we're going to have a 2 shift. Right now it's a 2 versus a 6, right? That's bad. That means it's 3x, but we're going to shift over 2 to Zed's advantage. Hopefully we roll really well. We did not. We rolled a 4. They're going to be dead. So a 4 on Zed's advantage is going to be 3 hits. They are gone. Let's roll and see if they survive it. They did. So they are here in the town center. And unfortunately, we retreated because they advanced, right? Okay. But we didn't do any damage to them, I don't think, right? Did we do any damage to them? Let's see, a 5 or 6 on a Zeds advantage. We did 1 point. 1 point, which is enough to flip them. So they're now a 1. Oh, that is fantastic, because we're going to bust them back out of their next turn, right? I hope. Okay, and then we got a little hit down here we got to deal with. Let's do that now. These guys are also going to move in, and the VFW is going to take them on. It is a 5 versus a 3, but we get a shift, so it's going to be a 4 versus a 3. We're going to have Zed's advantage against them, but these guys are tough. This unit ignores retreats, forcing Zeds to retreat instead, so we'll not be able to survive this. Okay, you guys use these dice to let me down. We're going to, oh yeah, an 8. An 8, but we're on Zed's advantage. So they took 2 hits. That's going to flip them over. And the Zeds took 2 hits and retreated. So 2 hits. So 1 to flip them, and 1. They're now down to a 3. These guys, though, unfortunately took a hit as well. They're down to a 2. Man, we're just really getting beat up over there, aren't we? That is all the tracks, guys. That is what happened. None of the Zeds won their fight. So that means, just taking a look at this, that means that if it wins, immediately advances again. Okay, it didn't. They all lost their fight and retreated, except for here. It immediately, oh no! Hold on, I may have just lost. I think these guys would have gone in the town center. I think I get to fight them though. Let's just see. Winning and losing. Come on, winning and losing. Let me check. Guys, we just lost. This card just cost us the game because they advanced 1 more into this town center as a result of that card. And we lost the game with, 3 turns left to go, man. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let's talk through this. Yeah, my friends, we unfortunately lost. That kind of took me by surprise. This card cost us the game. If this card had come out next, it probably wouldn't have. Let's see what that would have been. Yeah, see, we would have been able to survive that, I think. Well, because it wouldn't have moved. It would have stopped in downtown. We could have pushed it back out. Yeah, well, it is what it is. And what would our end card be? Our end card would be once and for all, good night. Look, we would have had a massive movement, 0 actions. And if we survived that round, we would have won. But we didn't. That was the breaks. So, yeah, I looked at the book. As soon as they enter the town square, you're done. If they get there at all, you're done. And unfortunately, the track that I was not as worried about is the one that got us. Just shows you a bad roll. That bad roll did us in. Anyway, let's take a look at something real quick. So if we were to do another scenario, we moved on to the next phase, which would be the outbreak level, we would add some things. So it said that before to have EKG meters, but we would then go, it's still only blue, so I might even skip that one, I don't know. Because all we have is regular Zeds, nothing's really added. We get 1 disease spreader, or we do get the disease spreaders in the deck. How does that work if we only have level 1 cards? Anyway, it says in this, that's versus, and then so we could go to the apocalypse level, be level 2, which should add blue and green cards. Then we're going to add a bunch of stuff on. Then we have raiders, rangers, and VIP survivors as well. We can do barricades and strong points. We got the National Guard. We got all kinds of stuff that would add to the, you can see that our deck would be constructed differently depending on what we're playing. I'm going to think about that, guys, but in the meantime, I'm going to get this edited and uploaded for you to show you that we lost the game, and then I'll decide if I'm going to continue with this or move on to something else. Please, any suggestions you have would be interesting. I did get the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game 2nd edition. I don't know what's different about it, except it's got a story mode, so it'd have some spoilers in it. But we could give that a try, too. Let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this run-through of Dawn of the Zeds. It was a lot of fun, but we lost. Take care. Bye-bye.